Kyle Rudolph, the tight end, in motion. Here's Murray, and he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again, go play action, hit them over the top.
They go with Murray again. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Nice job there defensively on 3rd down. Not only did they string the play out, but they didn't allow any room for a cutback. Really well organized on the defensive side.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Here's Bridgewater. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bleedy Ray Wilson. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
On 3rd down, Devontae Freeman. And he'll be knocked down sideways. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th.
How many times do we hear from coaches, get north and south as a runner, especially in short yardage situations? I'd say 3rd and 1 counts. That didn't happen there.
Instead, they went backwards. Looks like Ryan's going to stay out there. Indeed, they're going to try for this on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Ryan. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. Before Minnesota's offense takes back over, I want you to share the story with the public that you were telling me earlier about quarterback Case Keenum.
Yeah, we all know Teddy Bridgewater's made an incredible return and is on the active roster. And he's supposed to be the starter for Minnesota. And his first week back, his head coach Mike Zimmer, when we asked him about, hey, what about Bridgewater and him playing, he said point blank, at some point Teddy Bridgewater will be our starting quarterback. Then Case Keenum went off at Washington through 4 touchdown passes. I had him the very next week. I said, Zim, so when is Teddy Bridgewater going to be your quarterback? He said, well, things can change, you know. Big smile on his face. He said, as long as Case is playing like this, and Everson Griffin, their all-pro defensive end, he says, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And right now, it ain't broke. So Case Keenum's going to be the QB for a while.
Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. So the run moves the chains, and here we go on 1st down. They go play action here on 1st down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Brooks Reed in there to sack him for a loss of 6.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
2nd down, Bridgewater. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. And defensively going with a dime set, 6 DBs on 3rd and 4. Here's Bridgewater. And the third down pass falls incomplete.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
NFL teams last year a little under 50% on 4th down conversions. This is a bit tougher. 4th and 4. They're indeed going for it. Bridgewater. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it, and that will force a turnover on downs. And they'll start this drive with very good field position. On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. Ryan hit, and he lost the football. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and very short.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block...
Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down.
Let's go.
From the shotgun, Ryan. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. From the gun, it's Ryan. And that is going to be Incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. Let's quickly go on to a different discussion after that incompletion. Right now in the NFL, there's 9, 4, and 6 teams, Charles. Any of them you think have a chance at jumping up and making the playoffs?
No, the case can always be made for any of them. We know that. But the one that intrigues me and jumps off the page at me, the Los Angeles Chargers. We know they've had a lot of bad luck along the way. That's part of what contributed to their 4-6 season. But they blasted Buffalo this past week. They go to Dallas on a short week on Thanksgiving Day, and Dallas is reeling a little bit. Cleveland, Washington at home, at Kansas City in their own division, at the Jets, and in their division against Oakland to finish. To me, that schedule says they've got a chance to make a run with Phillip Rivers as their quarterback.
You know, as an aside, I almost corrected you. You said Los Angeles. I was like, no, it's San Diego. I'm still not. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half. And you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest. We're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
On second down, Ryan. Looking downfield for Jones. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, when you're playing cover 2, this is like a tag team for the safeties. Each of them gets a half-field responsibility. Their job, stay as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, read the football, and go make a play. In this case, the free safety made the best play, an interception.
Kyle Rudolph, the tight end, in motion. They begin the drive with a run by Murray. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
You and I both know that you don't really, truly replace Adrian Peterson, but Latavius Murray's a really good back. Similar running styles, too. Won't wear the same number, we know that. But when you see him run, you might see a little bit of that in him, upright with some power.
A run, it's Murray. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Kyle Rudolph, the tight end, in motion. Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. Oh, and now he bowls him over. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. They got the ball to the outer third of the field, but they could not seal that edge and lost yardage.
And I love how you brought that up, because sealing the edge is often a function of the offensive tackle on the line of scrimmage, oftentimes a tight end, maybe your H-back, someone to set the edge at the line of scrimmage to give them a spot to get to. If you're not able to do that, you're not able to turn the corner.
They'll try to throw here now. Bridgewater. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down. And, Charles, how about the man that just had the reception there, Adam Thielen? What a year he's had.
What a year, what a career. Adam Thielen, lightly recruited, if at all, out of high school. Ends up at Minnesota State, formerly known as Mankato State. He's a Minnesota native. Comes out, NFL time. No one's looking at him. He doesn't get drafted, of course. Gets a free agent contract with the Vikings, and it's really one of those camp contracts coming in.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Deion Jones able to use that strength and get him for a loss of 2.
Get ready! Way 90! Way 90!
2 minutes remain in a scoreless first half. More from Minneapolis after this. It's already 2nd and 12. The defense hoping to push them back more. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
They toss to Freeman, and they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Another timeout called by the Vikings now. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. 3rd and 2, now Ryan. That's complete right around the 8. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. They only got 2, but that was enough as they'll convert to make it 1st and goal. Powerful running, and this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. On 2nd down, here's Ryan. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Anthony Barr from his outside linebacker spot. He gets him down here for a loss of 4. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. They'll try and run. Freeman. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. A good job there defensively to stop him for a gain of just 4, and that'll bring up 4th and goal. And the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage. And we were scoreless up until this point in the 2nd quarter. Now we finally have a little action.
Let's see where this action takes us. First quarter, no points at all. Now we've got our first score of the game. Well, does that signal that we're going to get more as we go along? Or will it revert back to what we saw in the beginning of the game?
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure.
And nothing but daylight ahead. 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, 75 yards. And the Vikings get the quick strike touchdown.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Already looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They'll throw on 1st down with Ryan. Connects with Sanu right side. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Now Ryan on second down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So the sack pushes him back, and now third and long for Ryan and the Falcons. To throw is Ryan. He's going to look deep down the field. He rifles one that's intercepted. Terrence Newman with a pick. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So out come the Falcons now. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. Ryan leads with Freeman on the draw. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Shift together here from the D-line. Gabriel, the man in motion. And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So it'll be first down here after the run. Ryan going to give to Freeman on the draw. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. The Falcons on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. And he motions the wide receiver. On 3rd down, Ryan. Ryan hit, and he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Sherrills to return it. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. And not great starting field position here for the offense.
Let's go. Push.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he is out of bounds right around the 20. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
A fancy run. Latavius Murray. Touchdown, Vikings. Latavius Murray, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up
It's
significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Fielded about a yard deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
On 1st down, Ryan. Here's Sanu on the catch. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one goes for 24 yards. Throwing now, Ryan on 1st down. Throw left side complete. It's Freeman, and he'll get it down here to the 43. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll be a 2nd down. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
The Falcons on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Falcons. They'll have the football, but trailing on the scoreboard as we get set to begin the 4th. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
Now Ryan dancing to his left. Getting it out left side to Sanu. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Ryan to Sanu, good for an Atlanta 1st down. Red zone opportunity. Jones will come now in motion right. Now the pitch to Freeman. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. Again, they'll run with Freeman. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll be a third and about 13. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off inside the 10. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass.
Let's go. Blue 58. Get ready. Blue 58.
And the first play of the drive goes to McKinnon. Nice footwork at the 25. And one more time. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. Past the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Jerick McKinnon, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. And those are the highlight reel runs you dream of right there.
When he gets a seam and just gets through it, how about the explosiveness, the burst to get there to begin with, and then once he's in full gallop, good luck trying to track him down.
And those plays so demoralizing for the defense.
Absolutely, because you've done so much work trying to keep people in front of you. When they're past you and behind you, that's a tough one to swallow.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
He's going to air one out. And this will be caught at the 30. A big-time play there for the Falcons. And even 40 yards. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
To throw on second down, Ryan. And that is incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
To throw on third down, Ryan. And he's got Sanu. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. From the red zone now, here's Ryan on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Second and 10. It's Ryan again. Eluding the pressure right. Looking sideline, incomplete. He was looking for Mohamed Sanu there. And it'll bring up third down. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying, no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this.
Let's go. Force. Get ready.
Kyle Rudolph, the tight end, in motion. They run it with McKinnon. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. The Vikings on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. They run once more with McKinnon. Room here to run. Well, he's taken down, but not before picking up the first thanks to a flashy little spin move. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. First down, Murray. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Now the Falcons going to use another timeout. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here, and we'll be back.
Tiger!
Again, it's Murray. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. Victory formation time for the Vikings as they'll take a knee here. Here's Ryan Quigley now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow. Out of bounds at the 1-yard line. And here now come the Falcons. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Now Ryan back into his end zone. And now here is another interception. Picked up by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. When you're on your own 1-yard line like they were, oftentimes you're thinking just run on any down, get some space. There they elect to throw it. It cost them.
You get the sense that they were banking on the element of surprise, right? Everyone expects you to run it there. Let's take a shot. Let's throw it. Try and create some space, some room. And it went awry, didn't it?
Double tight, guys. Double tight. 4 down.
Down to a knee goes Bridgewater, and that ought to do it. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.